I am a 90s kid. And like many 90s kids, I remember when Pokemon was released. One day, nothing. Next day, Pokemon. Pokemon was everywhere. Everyone played it and everybody loved it. As time went on, many kids grew out of it, like most fads, started getting into whatever the new fads were, the basketball and the hats and whatever. The rest of us, well, we continued to love Pokemon more and more. And I'm one of those guys. I have loved every main Pokemon game that's been released. Every generation you have some new features in Pokemon, making the Pokemon world grow bigger and bigger. With the people like myself who are now going into their 20s still remembering Pokemon, talk to the people who grew out of it but remember playing it when they were younger, you generally get conversations like this. Oh my god, there's like 1,000 Pokemon now and they all look so stupid. Dude, the original 151, coolest out of all of them. Hands down. And okay, I get that some Generation 5 Pokemon don't look the coolest. I mean, the Stunfisk, Garbodor, Vanillite? Freaking ice cream? Now, honestly, I don't really mind Vanillite. I think Vanillite's actually really cool, and I think the ice cream kinda makes it quirky in its own way, and I like that. But I guess I can understand why people don't like it. But what I propose is that these Generation 1 fanboys take an impartial look to all these Generation 1 Pokemon. Maybe if they weren't released in Generation 1, would they have thought that they were so cool? So, I will be counting down my top 10 Generation 1 Pokemon that Generation 1 fanboys should hate if they weren't released in Generation 1. So, I had to cut down the title, so it's just gonna be that. No, these aren't Pokemon that I personally hate. These are just Pokemon that I feel have the same flaws that later generations had in their Pokemon. And those Pokemon are considered ugly, but these Pokemon aren't because they're OG, they're original, they're the cool cats up on the Let's go! Let's do this! Number 10. Lickitung. Well, nothing is frankly wrong with Lickitung in my opinion. It's just that, what is this? I mean, some sources say he's based on a chameleon or an anteater because of the long tongue, but like, bleh, what is he? A lot of people like to criticize some of the later released Pokemon with the clearly unspecific phrase, what is it? What if Lickitung was released after Generation 2, huh? Would it be so cool now, huh? Huh? Well, to be honest, I actually like Lickitung. I'm just saying, I think a lot of Generation 1 fanboys wouldn't have liked it if it wasn't OG. I'm just saying. Number 9. Doduo, Dodrio, Diglett, and Dugtrio. Doduo being a sort of flamingo, and Diglett being a worm or a mole or something, are the first on this list in the series of evolutions that literally just add more of what it had before. I mean, what happens when Doduo evolves? BAM! Add a head! Isn't that cool? Diglett? Add two of the same thing! Also, look at their design. I mean, Diglett is literally a brown tube with a face. That can scratch... I never understood that. And Doduo is a bunch of balls with feathers. I just... Oh god, it can fly! Number 8. Grimer and Muck. Drawing comparisons to Garbodor, Grimer and Muck were the original waste or otherwise garbage Pokemon. And don't get me wrong, they look cool, but in reality, they're just squiggly lines with a purple gradient and a face. And I mean, they don't really add much with evolution. I mean, seriously, they just added an angry face. Geez, it must be so strong now. Again, it's not bad, but it's just one of those Pokemon that I feel would go hated if they weren't OG. Number 7. Omanyte and Omastar. Omanyte and Omastar should already be hated on the grounds that Omastar is literally an Omanyte with spikes and a mouth. also like to compare Kabuto and Kabutops to these Pokemon, because you gotta start to wonder, why are these Pokemon not cooler? I mean, they're just shells. At least Magcargo made a shell kind of look cool because he was different. These guys just, bleh, just look silly. Number 6. Paras and Parasect. Beyond just having terrible typing and stats, what is Paras anyway? I get that it's based on a fungus of some sort, I mean he's got mushrooms, but like, some sort of crab-like insect body is just awkward to say the least. I guess that at least makes this Pokemon original, but honestly, when it evolves into literally just a bigger mushroom, how can you like this thing? Number 5. Magnemite. Oh wait, and his evolution! What do you think I'm gonna say? People make fun of Vanillite for its evolved form being more ice cream! What does Magnemite evolve into? Oh, it doesn't evolve, it's just 3! It's 3 Magnemites! Is it all that cool? Or original? At least if they like combine and you watched it happen or something, it could be cool, but come on, Gen 1 fanboys! Tell me how you think this is a cool idea, or something original, even for itself. Number 4. Tangela. Oh boy, again with the terrible stats too. Tangela is the only pure grass type in Generation 1, but seriously, what is it? I say that a lot, huh? I mean, seriously, it's just vines, eyes, and feet. I mean, it might as well just be like a weird Kirby copy ability than it is a Pokemon. Not to mention that it doesn't evolve until Generation 4. Are you telling me that somehow this Pokemon is cooler than some of the later grass types that got hate? Like Tropius? Jeez. Tangela is in a league of its own when it comes to weird, lowly grass type Pokemon. Number 3. Porygon. Porygon makes it to the number 3 spot for a big reason. How you catch it. Sure, it's become a joke in the Pokemon universe that the only way to catch Porygon is through the game corner. We get it. It's funny. But it makes sense in some aspects. Porygon is the only man-made Pokemon, so they wouldn't be out in the wild now, would they? But has anyone ever enjoyed getting this thing? I mean, imagine if they swapped Feebas and Porygon. Oh, it's so BS how I can only catch this Pokemon through the game corner. Oh yeah, well having to find the 6 paces in Ruby Sapphire isn't fun either, but somehow people would put up with it. Nobody wants to get Porygon. As a kid, you try, but you keep losing. It's gambling. It's bad. Why? And the Pokemon isn't even all that great. I mean, it's literally just blocks. Porygon has the staple of being that Pokemon you find in the game corner, and I guess that's why he keeps his popularity. Also that one episode in the anime. Number 2. Mr. Mime. Alright, this is the real crap of the crap. Oh, a Pokemon named Mr. Does that not stick out like a sore thumb? I mean, a Pokemon literally being treated as a person. And sure, Pokemon didn't have genders back then, so I can't make the argument about female Mr. Mimes, but jeez, it's a freaking clown human Pokemon thing. I mean, what could be worse than this? Number 1. Jynx. What in the bottom of a bathroom toilet is Jynx? It's a freaking opera singer with long blonde hair and even boobs. At least Mr. Mime looked somewhat weird enough to not be human, but Jynx is just something else altogether. It is, in my opinion, the weirdest Pokemon of all of Generation 1. I beg for you to find something weirder looking than this. Jynx also had all the flack of being racist. It's just something else. Jynx... Why is Jynx a Pokemon? Jynx might as well be a gym leader. Could you imagine if they gave Jynx, like, normal skin and was a gym... Whatever, I'm done. I'm done. thank you all so much for watching my first top 10. This is a part of the Kevin J review stuff. It's going to be the stuff that's on my channel more and stuff like that. So this is my 10th video in the series. So I figured, why not make every 10th video in the series top 10? It makes sense. I mean, like, the powers of... Well, it's not really a power of 10. The multiples of 10, I guess. You know what I mean? Regardless, thank you so much for watching. If there's anything else you'd like me to count down, random stuff in gaming that you want me to count down, random things, be it gaming culture or gaming specifically, it's fun to count stuff down. I don't want to count down favorite games and stuff like that, because that's a big thing. That's a big order, and I have to think about it, and I have to be like, oh, how do I feel about this game? Oh, but this game has this. You know what I mean? So, anything top 10 related, top 10 power-ups, I don't know. Well, now I'm going to have to do that one. That's going to be suggested. Whatever. Thank you all so much. And next time you hear from me, be at the next Kevin J review. Also, yeah, the last video here, Let's Play. It's over there.